Rabbi Shimon was a great man. He was a great healer. Rabbi Shimon literally controlled the cosmos. And so everybody is going there, not so much as to celebrate the death anniversary of Rabbi Shimon, but actually maybe to draw some energy. Maybe that they can tap Rabbi Shimon. Maybe that's the reason he's there. In fact, the Mekubalim, including the Ari, felt that the reason he went there and spent 3 days, the Tzufim, one day after following the other, for the only purpose to draw energy. Why is the death anniversary so important? Because we know that a tzaddik, a righteous person, earns the title tzaddik because he has literally come to that road whereby he is in total control of his own destiny, totally control over the cosmos. Nothing can affect a tzaddik in this world. The problem that all of us face if we have problems, and unfortunately I guess most of us do, is that we are limited. We don't know how to control certain things that happen. Being on the road, an earthquake, certain factors that we have no control over causes problems, despair, disorder. It is only because we are not in control. We think we're in control, but Einstein said we're not in control. We only use 5%. 5%. We're not in control. The tzaddik was in total control. Now, when he passes on in a particular day, like tonight, Rabbi Lazar, it means that on this night, because that's the end and final control of the body has taken place. And the body is our problem. Why can't we fly? Gravity pulls the body. What about the soul? It doesn't pull the soul. It doesn't limit the soul. It doesn't limit thinking, because we can think about different places at the same time within minutes. The tzaddik, when he finished his tikkun and he left, his body is still there. His body is still there. It is not like we assume everybody ultimately disintegrates and goes back to the Adamah. No. A tzaddik's body is there as it was during the time that he was alive. Therefore, because we are mortal, we are physical human beings, it is easy to connect with a tzaddik because he is corporeal, he is in a guf, and so are we. And on this particular night of Rabbi Lazar, he completely controlled everything, and that's why he left, because there was nothing more for him to accomplish. He accomplished the end. The end meaning total control over limitation. That is the reason why we would be sitting here tonight and celebrating Rabbi Lazar, but not celebrating because he passed away, but because tonight we are going to make an effort to connect with Rabbi Lazar. And if we can connect with Rabbi Lazar, we shall be tapping energies, koach that we need. If you don't need koach, then I don't know what you're doing here. And I don't mean here in this room, but then why are you still alive? I mean, if you've accomplished everything. We all have to go through some trouble. Now, to overcome these troubles, whatever they are, this is one area by which we can tap this kind of energy that we need. It is strange that this weekly portion is Haazinú. Haazinú. It is the last to the final parasha of the Torah. The description, or as it is known, the Idrazuta, the small assembly, is found in the Zohar in Parashat Haazinú, meaning when Rabbi Shimon passed out of this world, the description on how he left is described in Parashat Haazinú. In addition, the Idrazuta also is included in Parashat Haazinú, although it seems that there is no relationship between Parashat Haazinú and the Idrazuta. But at the end of Haazinú, and we shall read it, it discusses about the refuot. Refuot, cures. What is the world busy with? On finding cures for all of the sicknesses that exist in the world. In this parsha, as we shall shortly read, this parsha contains all of the cures, so says the Zohar. All of the cures. Although if you're going to read Parashat Haazinú in the Zohar, you will not see all of the cures. They do not outline all of the cures. So, what connection is it with Parashat Haazinú? A question that I hope we'll be able to achieve an answer. But I want to bring Rav Berg to this table tonight, and we can do that because Rav Berg is not governed, although he is in Maron, he is not governed by time, space, and motion like most of us. He can travel here and he can be in Maron at the same time. There's no problem. And so we want to bring him here, and the way we know that we can bring him here best is by mentioning something of the Zohar, which is the strongest connection to anything. I say anything. And also mentioning Rav Berg. And here it is discussing when Rabbi Shimon went out of this world. And as usual, we always read part of the Zohar in Hebrew because the ultimate, that's the connection. That is the connection. Not any other language is our connection or as powerful as Ivrit. Therefore, the power of the alphabet, we will begin as follows. Kam Rabbi Beno, Rabbi Lazar, the son of Rabbi Shimon, stood up, v'lakach yadav, and he took the hands of his father, Rabbi Shimon, v'nashak oto, and he kissed them. Nashak otan. V'ani l'chakti afa shetachet raglav. That's what he quoted. Rotzu hachaverim livchot. They all wanted to start crying. V'lo yochlu ledaber. Nobody could talk. Hitchilu hachaverim bivchia. But they couldn't control themselves, and they began crying. V'Rabbi Lazar beno nafal gimel pa'amim. He fell down 3 times. V'lo yachol livtoach piv. And he couldn't open up his mouth. He was making the connection. Achar kach patach ve'amar. He opened up his mouth and he began by saying, Avi, Avi, my father, my father. Gimel hayu. There were 3. V'chazru l'sha'er echad. And from these 3 now remain only 1. Dahainu. Gimel gedolim hayu ba'aretz. There were 3 great men in the land of Israel. Shehem Rabbi Lazar, v'aviv Rabbi Shimon, and his father Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai, v'zikno Rabbi Pinchas ben Yair, and the grandfather of Rabbi Lazar, the father of the wife of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. V'ata nishar Rabbi Lazar yatom, and now he is remaining an orphan, mizikno, from his grandfather, u'me Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai aviv. V'nishar echad ba'olam, and now there is only one person remaining in the world. Does that seem to be an individual with a great deal of ego? I mean, if he wanted to say Rabbi Pinchas ben Yair was a great man and Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai was a great man, okay. But that he himself now says, now there is only one left. Me. Kam Rabbi Chia al Raglav ve'amar. Rabbi Chia, who was present. Rabbi Chia b'mekre is here too, because if you remember the tiyul we did on Rosh Chodesh Tammuz, we went to Rabbi Chia Banav, and this was the wax that we took back with us. Kam Rabbi Chia al Raglav ve'amar. Ad ata, until now, haya ha'maor hakadosh mashgiach aleinu. Rabbi Shimon took care of us. He was watching over us. Ata ein hazman ela lehishtadel bi'ikaro. Let us forget about crying. Let us forget about what we have lost. Let us begin to involve ourselves in his kavod. Kam Rabbi Lazar v'Rababa lakhu oto mimkomo al hamita hasuya kisulam. The Rabbi Lazar and the Rababa both took Rabbi Shimon and put him on a board that appeared to be like a ladder, in order kedei lahaloto al mitato. Mi ra'ed bilbo hadat shel hachaverim. Who could see this confusion? Bilbul hadat, more than just confusion, but everybody lost themselves. V'kol habayit hayam mala rechot tovim. The entire house was filled with beautiful and good incenses, rechot. Elu al mitato, v'lo nishtamshu bo ela Rabbi Lazar v'Rababa. And nobody was permitted to involve themselves, to handle Rabbi Shimon, but these two. This is all in Parshat Haazinú.